Hello, my name's Ash, a counselor in training. This is my Relatable study podcast for individuals and myself who need help studying for their NCE, CPCE, and other related tests. I am going to go through many questions from multiple resources and make the answers relatable to both you and me. So get your listening ears on and let's get studying. All right, for the first question, Freud's stages are psychosexual, while Erik Erikson's stages are A, psychometric, B, psychodiagnostic, C, psychopharmacological, or D, psychosocial. The answer is psychosocial. While Freud's stages are psychosexual, Erik Erikson's stages are psychosocial because they are from a social perspective rather than a sexual perspective. And that can include relationships with peers, family, or individuals in social settings, where Freud's psychosexual can involve the body. What is the role of a counselor educator? A counseling educator is someone who is able to teach individuals and students about mental health and mental health practitioners and their research. They also help future counseling students the rationale behind research that can help them see the relevance of sound counseling practices such as CBT or the Freudian theory and other new research that helps counselors in their practice or other mental health related materials or careers. There is a new resident at an assisted living facility who has been diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia. They have poor hygiene and often soils themselves spontaneously in shared areas. They also disregard all of the rules. Which intervention will not help the staff provide better care for this client? Is it A, holding a team meeting with the client's daughters, staff, and management? B, provide psychoeducation for the staff? C, outline a structured routine? Or D, transfer the client to a more restrictive facility? The answer is D, transfer the client to a more restrictive facility. In this case, this new client may need more assistance than what this facility can offer. There can be more routines, there can be more assistance, and are more structured to help with rules and better hygiene for this client who is suffering from frontotemporal dementia. What is the small town phenomenon? So, the small town phenomenon is a situation where, for example, I live in a small town. I'm a counselor in training. I may see a future or current client of mine at the grocery store. It's unavoidable because we live in such a small town, maybe 10,000 people or less. Or I need gas in my car and I see my client working at the gas station. They are the clerk. And I really need gas, and this situation cannot be avoidable. This stuff happens in a small town phenomenon. So the small town phenomenon is where there is a small community, and oftentimes client and counselor may run into each other either at church, the store, or schools if they have children of their own. So, therapist and client may belong to some of the same functions or communities. In Freudian's theory, instincts are emphasized. Erik Erikson is an ego psychologist. Ego psychologists A, emphasize id processes, B, refute the concept of the superego, C. Believe in man's power of reasoning to control behavior. Or D. Are sometimes known as radical behaviorists. The answer is C. Believe in the man's power of reasoning to control behavior. So say that I am angry. I am going to grab my stress ball and I am going to squeeze it very hard to get my anger out. Or I may go to a rage room to get my anger out. So I am using the power of reasoning to control my anger, and I'm controlling my behavior by grabbing a stress ball and squeezing it, or going to a rage room and throwing and smashing objects in a safe environment. So, ego psychologists believe in the man's power of reasoning to control behavior. That was about 5 questions. Not too bad, right? I hope I was able to relate some of these questions for you. But for the moment, that is all for now. Thank you for listening. Keep calm and study on.